why'd you stop? He don't like to pass the ball.
It's Madden NFL 22, where division rivals will clash in the AFC South. It's the Texans and the Titans. Coming up next.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Houston Texans. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gondon alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather. Snow and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game, because it actually affects the crowd as well? That big roar you get is often muffled when there's a snow game. And the second part, what's the footwear you got on? Does that fit the turf you're playing on? And how will it handle as things get a little bit slick?
Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather, and off we go from Nashville. From the 10. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And the Texans set to take over on offense, and we see them led out by their veteran quarterback in his 11th season in the NFL, but first in the Lone Star State, Tyrod Taylor.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator said right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
This one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Here's Taylor. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
On is the punter, Johnston now, as he sends this one away. Runs through the contact. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return, and it'll be Titan football. Here comes the Tennessee offense, and you see Ryan Tannehill leading them out.
And the former Miami Dolphin had a career renaissance in 2019 with Tennessee and carried it over into 2020. A career-high 32 touchdowns, just 7 interceptions, and those were the fewest he's thrown in a full season. And speaking of full seasons, he played all 16 games for the first time since 2015. He's got to be excited about 2021.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill rolling to his right. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. They'll roll him out right. Towards the end zone for Brown. That'll be caught by Brown. Touchdown, Tennessee. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years with the arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's third down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham, you have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
And the next-gen stats, they tell the story. That's a full 67 yards in the air. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And he returns this to the 22. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first time. I'll try to do better here. The throw by Taylor here, and that's incomplete. Taylor incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Taylor. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Come on, dog.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Chris Conley, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10, it's Taylor again. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing again, it's Taylor. Flush to him, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Rashad Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there. Blitz came there from the inside, and there just wasn't much resistance.
No, not at all. That means that defensively, they timed it up perfectly and matched up perfectly. They drew all the blockers to the other guys, left a free runner back to the quarterback, and you know what a free runner turns into?
What?
A free hitter.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Fair catch called for and made, but now we'll have to see about the penalty.
Personal foul, roughly defense.
That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain there on 1st and 5, and it leaves him with a more standard 2nd down. Here's Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And that might be Titan football. It is.
We've got plenty of weather here today. We've got some snow going on, and they've come out of a dome. And there have been 2 ways of getting ready for this. Some have said, don't worry about the weather. Just practice in your normal conditions and handle it on game day. And others have said, find some weather, find some conditions somewhere, and try and get ready. What do you think?
Well, whatever the preparation there, the snow causing the fumble. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. Tannehill escaping the pressure right. Got a man. It's Brown. Touchdown! A.J. Brown with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Titans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Still 1st quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete. So now, Charles, 2 touchdowns, 2 tries at 2-point conversions, and both fail.
And you want to say, let's go ahead and run the kicker out there from now on. But the problem is you're chasing points at this stage. So now you've got to dial up more 2-point conversions and hope you're successful from here on out.
Here's Desmond King on the return. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? On 2nd down, Taylor's throw incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down inbounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
On 3rd down, Taylor hit. He lost the football. And that might be Titan football. It is. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this 1st quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the 1st fumble recovery, they were eager to get a 2nd one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Ryan Tannehill keeping it himself from 10 yards away. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. And Tannehill's got the 1st as he slides to a halt. And he'll get into the end zone as a 2-point conversion is successful. So this time the conversion is good after a pair of failed 2-point tries. Charles, they're 1 for 3 now.
And you would figure with 3 touchdowns scored, your minimum number of points would be 21, right? 3 extra points. And as you noted, they went for 2 twice, didn't get it. Went here again. This reminds me of something a coach told me a while ago. They have more 2-point plays on their ready sheet nowadays than ever before. It used to be like 1 or 2. Now most teams have up to 6 or 7 that they have at the ready.
And the football going back over now to the Houston Texans. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, That's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. Flushed out right. And the Titans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the two-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
Desmond King now to return it. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans back out there and ready to go. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
On 2nd and 9, Taylor. David Johnson here on the catch. Johnson, oh, it's poke free. Football's out. It's picked up by the Titans. And they're going to bring this one back. A fumble return touchdown for the Titans. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
So the Titans bring the offense back out to go for 2. Following the fumble recovery, Tannehill eluding the pressure right. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. And things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
On the return, here's King. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. David Johnson now gears up to help lead this offense back on the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter. Finished with over 300 yards on the night. Later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
2nd and 10. Now it's Taylor. And this will be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. A.J. Brown and the Titans getting the ball back here. And his 2 touchdowns a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. Changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score them, garbage time, but these count. This is a big deal, and he's making those types of plays, and I think they'll keep finding ways to get it to him.
I was just going to say probably going to go back to him. Escaping the pressure right. Pushes past, and he works free. He's a bulldozer. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, this is a case of improper form from a tackling perspective, because when you get ready to go up against a back like this, everyone has to be able to understand you've got to be able to slow him down and let the cavalry come to the rescue. They were nowhere to be found that time, though, and this winds up being a big play.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They try again with Peterson. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Adrian Peterson taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Titans have taken a 6-touchdown lead. The first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over him.
Sliding out of the pocket. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. And that was the old QB one-man band play there in the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
The Texans offense set to regain possession. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now Taylor. Screen play, Johnson. And he loses the football a 2nd time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Taylor. And he finds Danny Amendola. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And here's Rodgers on the return. Oh, fighting off the defender. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw, Tannehill, flushed out right. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Peterson muscles him off. Oh, he gets loose right side. 54 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. fake it. Now Tannehill feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. Oh, he fakes a spike. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been in a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now Taylor back into his end zone. It's loose, the ball bouncing around, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone, so that is going to be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. It's going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Pulled in at the 24. The Titans offense now, they get ready to do battle again here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that. Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better next time you have the ball. Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty. Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now remember, they were unsuccessful earlier in this first quarter, going for it on 4th. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. They'll throw on 1st down with Taylor. He's going to go deep for Conley. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt. This will be caught by Brown. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Play action, it's Taylor. Taylor hit, he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it. Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Let's go, defense.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Taylor Throw right side into the hands of Akins. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. That'll be third down. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. Taylor. Amendola's got it complete. And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy. All these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at those just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated, because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Titans. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill. And the Titans are able to add on to their first half lead. And sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
They'll let Peterson try and run it in. And he will not make it to the goal line as his try for 2 is going to come up empty. But that's little consolation to this defense as they have been porous all game long. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And now let's look at David Johnson. He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try to mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. To throw is Taylor. He's letting it fly for Cooks. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And And this one will be touchdown inside the 40-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. On 1st and 10, Tannehill eluding the pressure right. Pushes him aside at the 45. Still going. They can't stop him. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. Powers through. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. On 1st down, Tannehill. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
He finds his man, complete. It's Peterson. And it's a Titans touchdown. Make that now 4 touchdown passes for Ryan Tannehill. And this Titans offense continues to pour it on.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Tannehill going to throw for it. He'll buy some time right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as King opts for the touchback. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Texans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Taylor. That's complete to the tight end, Akins. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. They'll hand it off now, Johnson. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Taylor will throw. Being chased out left. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Now Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, It seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. On the return, it's Rodgers. Fights loose. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and that will come the offense as they take over. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. On first down, it's Tannehill. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Titans. Chester Rogers, 64 yards. And this Titan offense is running away with this one. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
So the signal caller doing it himself there on the two-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as King opts for the touchback. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Taylor. Taylor hit. He lost the football. And that might be Titan football. It is.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Handoff comes to Peterson. Fights him off. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Ryan Tannehill with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And this Titans offense continues to pour it on. The quarterback run has eaten him up all game long, and there he goes again, this time into the end zone.
And what I like about what I'm seeing, absolutely running almost with impunity. He's not worried about his body. He's not worried about sliding. He's not worried about protecting himself. He's worried about getting yardage. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got to start figuring out what these blocking schemes are and finding ways to defeat them.
Tannehill looking to throw. Rolling to his right. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And a less than desirable return as he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Bud Dupree came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
If they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. The Texans on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 6. Meanwhile, a throw by Taylor is incomplete. Here's Cameron Johnston now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And our focus now moves to Adrian Peterson. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Escaping the pressure right. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Even with that broken tackle, he'll be brought down short of the 15. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Running right through him. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Flushed out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Ryan Tannehill on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And this Titan offense is running away with this one. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense, right?
That's true. You've said that before. Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. On the option, they go with Johnson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd down and 3. A toss, left side, Johnson. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's got Amendola on the connection. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Titans. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball, You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Titans getting set and ready to go here for their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well. And he's been right.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. They'll roll him out right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. Now Tannehill. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the first as well. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
Tannehill sliding out of the pocket. That'll be caught by Brown. Touchdown, Tennessee. A.J. Brown on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And this Titans offense continues to pour it on. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Well, we knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage, looking off and throw it over your head.
To return it now, here's King. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And now out comes Houston. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And there's so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Taylor, rumbling pit, and a loose football. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up at halftime while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box. We'll be sending you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. On first down, it's Taylor. Nowhere to get away, and down he goes. Taylor is sacked. After the sack on first down, Taylor over the middle, and it's incomplete. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. "21 yards. Well done on the return. A.J. Brown and the Titans getting the ball back here, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but his shredding defense is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And Tannehill's got the first as he slides to a hole. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain. There's the stiff arm. And they move this all the way down to the 9. The final shot here before the break. Tannehill eluding the pressure right. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. Anthony Furtzer as time expires in the first half. And the Titans will extend their lead on the final play of the half. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a round as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Houston, and they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. And meanwhile, for the Titans, you take a look at what their quarterback was able to do running the football. And it's so far so good through 2 quarters as his guys are out in front.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.